why are we supposed to get all exercised about the Epstein files? I'm not saying this is more of a rhetorical question, but maybe it's a literal one. Why should we care? I care in as much as I want to know how good a job Pam Bondi's doing. I mean, this is an important position. This is not, this is the Attorney General of the United States of America. How does the Attorney General go from saying publicly she has seen the Epstein client list to now the announcement that there is no client list? Huh? Let me take you back in time. I'm going to stipulate I don't know why I care. I mean, it was funny, and Epstein didn't kill himself, and we had fun with that, and But wait a minute. The Attorney General. Do we know when this was, guys? Do we know when Cut 18 was? Earlier this year. I don't know when. Sorry, we don't have a date. But this is from earlier in the year when Pam Bondi spoke to Sandra Smith and John Roberts on Fox News.
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
Okay, now comes the big bombshell announcement on a Sunday night of a holiday weekend. There's no list. He didn't kill him. I mean, he did kill himself. And there's no client list, nothing to see here, move on. And at the very least, this is perplexing. You know what I mean? At the very minimum, this is weird. Did she say in that clip that she's seen the Epstein client list? Or was that a chyron? Can you do me a favor, Christian, just for my own edification? Because I'm sorry, we got a lot of breaking news today and a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Play that clip one more time.
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all right, in the process of being reviewed.
She doesn't say, she doesn't literally say, yes, I have a client list that's on my desk. The Fox News chyron says the Epstein client list is sitting on her desk. She said, it's sitting on my desk, suggesting that the client list is on her desk. And of course, if you don't know, Jeffrey Epstein is this notorious, disgusting person, a pedophile, but he was very wealthy, very influential. People from both sides of the aisle, both political parties, cozied up to the guy because he was a person of influence, and he apparently did horrific things to a lot of young girls. And in fact, one of the young girls, did she kill herself a few weeks ago? The whole thing is a sordid mess. And as I said to my friend Mark Davis, why do we care? Tell me why we need to care. I'm just not sure why I understand exactly how Pam Bondi goes from seeming to suggest that there is a client list, and now Trump's Justice Department and DOJ have concluded late Sunday night that this convicted sex offender and disgraced financier, no evidence that he blackmailed anyone, no evidence that he had a client list or was murdered. Huh? Again, here's the other Jesse. This is Bondi with Jesse Waters. That clip was from February 21st of this year. This is also earlier in the year. I don't know what date this is, but here's Pam Bondi with Jesse Waters earlier in the year, also on Fox News Channel.
One of the things a lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
None of that came to fruition. Apparently, there is no client list, according to the Justice Department. There is no evidence of any attempts to blackmail. She does, again, I'm listening to her words carefully, and that was back in February, where she said there are lots of victims, but who victimized them? Just Jeffrey Epstein? It's very confusing. Randy's in Tampa, Florida. Hey, Randy, welcome to the Mike Gallagher Show. How are you?
Yes.
Hi.
I'm in Bradenton. Anyway, regarding Pam Bondi, I know all about her. I live in Florida. I think she's great. However, I think she's got the tiger by the tail on this one. And maybe she's just trying to let the dust settle. But I think my only criticism of Pam is that I think she doesn't think outside the box enough. We need mavericks. Donald Trump is the definition of a maverick.
Sure.
And he needs more mavericks. I don't know if Pam is one of those people. I know Gates was. But
you think she's doing a good job as Attorney General?
Yeah, well, she's doing a good job when it comes to the book. She's very much by the book, but you got to think outside the book if you're a maverick to go after these guys, because you got to come up with the proper charges and all this kind of stuff. Then you got federal and local jurisdiction law. It's complicated.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what isn't complicated. It seems very clear to me that she is not a maverick, and I don't want to pile on here. There's a whole lot of people that are not very high on Pam Bondi. I'm looking at another Floridian like you who just texted me from Orlando. She's been terrible. Trump's cabinet is filled with people who get things done. She is definitely not one of them. I think she wants her own Fox News show. Well, that could be a different kind of criticism, but ultimately, if one day you're saying there's a client list and there's all kinds of evidence of multiple people who've done terrible things to children, and then now you're saying, well, there is no list. He didn't kill, he killed himself. He wasn't murdered. This is a pretty massive contradiction to the narrative that a lot of people have carried for a long time about Jeffrey Epstein.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.